Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. It is your beautiful, gorgeous goddess, goddess of the universe. And in today's episode, I've been seeing a lot of posts on the internet based off of men's rejection of women. And I also been seeing a few posts of men speaking up for women. And it kind of like triggered me. So I wanted to address that in this video. So this video is really for all my beautiful goddesses and queens. Tune in. We need to talk. So nowadays, I remember when I was growing up, Tupac made a comment and he said we would have a race of babies that hate the ladies. And it seemed like you can't tell me Tupac wasn't a prophet of some form because a lot of things he spoke about in his music is manifesting long after him not being here. And I wanted to address that. So we have an era right now that men are constantly disrespecting us, constantly making it seem like a woman's worth is only as good as what she can be used for. If she's a cooker, a cleaner, a laundromat, laundry maker, or whatever the case may be, then you serve a purpose. And if she's not benefiting his ego, then she serves no purpose. Then she's belittled. Now she's called all type of ratchet names and is constantly taking daggers at our ego and self-esteem, which is funny because in the Bible it says that a man who finds a wife is a good thing. And here's the thing. A lot of men are not looking for wives, nor are they caring to act like a husband, right? They're constantly throwing judgment on us as women, but they're being applauded and paraded for constantly disrespecting us. Whether if a man has several women, then he's considered a player or a pimp. Huh? Right. If they divorce after she gave him half of her life of dedication and service, right? And she happens to get any compensation for that, then she's a gold digger. She's trifling, you know what I mean? She was always after him. And here's the thing, a lot of men fail to understand that women multiply what you give us. So if you give us a house, we'll make it a home. If you give us your sperm, we'll give you a baby. Anything you give us, we will multiply. That is our natural nature. But it seems like all they want to give us is disrespect. So we multiply the disrespect. So now more women have allowed themselves to start seeking independence, right? Back in the days, women didn't have as many rights. Back in the days, the woman stayed home, she took care of the family, the man went out and he was a provider. They worked together as a team to collaborate. He brought the money home, which was the bacon, and she made sure she made that bacon feed everybody, including him. Okay. She was his rock. She was his protector. She was his counsel. She was everything that this man needed because they said behind every good man is a good woman, right? Speeding things up, we have left the kitchen and went into the corporate world. Not really by our choice, it's just the way the society adapted. Over the time, especially in the 90s, it was a lot of men either being arrested and incarcerated. That's why we have so many mass incarcerations with the prison being overpopulated because they was just giving out numbers and throwing a book at these men, especially black men. And if they wasn't doing that, Then the black man was forced because of his restriction. Maybe he had a felony. Maybe he had a messed up record. Maybe he just didn't have any training. And he would go out and try to provide because a man is not shit if he cannot provide, right? So, and he feels that way. It's not something I'm making up. Men are designed to be protectors and providers. That is your DNA, right? Okay, so we were forced as mothers to play both parts because there was a lot of single family homes after that, right? Now the men are out the homes and the mothers are here. I know because I went through that. I had a daughter with a guy that was into the street life and he got some a good amount of time. So it forced me to be a single mother, still being a rider, still being dedicated. I still would go and see him. I would take his daughter to come and see him because I wanted to make sure that they had a bond. And that was important to me because this was the love of my life at the time, right? So, moving forward to that, we have so many sacrifices that we have that we deal with as women. But instead, we get disgraded, disrespected, and devalued constantly instead of being admired, appreciated, and put on the highest pedestal because without us, they wouldn't go far. Speeding that time up, now we have a society where it's bromances and romances. It's bros over hoes. You know what I mean? I likes my mans, she I. It's really crazy, right? And I'm bugging because you also see it's more bisexual and gays and more one-on-ones, right? More men with men, more women with women, right? This is not based on your status if you're gay or not, because that's irrelevant to this subject. But what I'm saying is we are being programmed, right? Especially Black people. We are being programmed to constantly push an agenda that is called divide and conquer. As long as they're divided and they're not united, the outside wins. And instead of us changing our mindset to more of a united we stand, divided we fall, we're like attacking each other, right? Women are becoming more of the masculine feminine energy, right? And why I say masculine and feminine because women are designed to be nurturers, right? That's why we're mothers. We're divided to give counsel, to talk, to be support system, to be a rock, something like a mother because we are a mother, but not to be your mother. I used to always thought that was crazy. I was with my ex-husband and he used to always give me vibes like I was his mom's. And I'm like, well, the things you do with me intimately, you could never, right, with your mother. And you wouldn't imagine no other man doing those things to your mother. So it lets you know that me and her are not in the same classification. But it also says in the Bible that once a man leaves his home and he finds his spouse and his partner, they become one and they are a union. So it's not a matter of us trying to be a mother. Why would we want to be that? Yeah, that's not our position. But it is a matter of understanding that we are a mother within ourselves. So if we're doing all of these things as our responsibility state we're supposed to do plus more, the most we want is somebody that acknowledges that, somebody to say, hey, queen, I see you. I'm so honored for our Black queens, you know what I mean? But what we see instead is out of all the races, they disrespect the Black woman the most. And all we do, because we're programmed to cater to your idiocy, is feed it. It doesn't make sense. A guy shows you he has no interest in you. He does not care about you. He returns his calls when he wants. He entertains you when he wants. He only deals with you when he feels like he needs a fix from you, like you're a drug, okay? And when you are no longer serving him in that physical form that he needs, now everything else that you're supposed to give him, he can now get from his homeboy, his mans in them, his peoples, which is crazy to me because I'm like, what? That friend is not supposed to hold the same position as me. We're in two different classes, we do two different things. But here's the thing, men are forcing themselves now to seem like they are more of us, right? Meaning they want to be chased. Okay. Now, the last time I heard the the dog chased the cat didn't chase the dog. If I went outside right now and I seen a cat running behind a big ass dog and it's a little ass cat, not only would it make me bust out in giggles because I'd be like, what the fuck? Secondly, it would make me wonder what is going on in this world that the roles have changed. Well, that's what's happening with us. The roles are changing. Okay. And now men are coming off. Like I was just talking to a guy on Messenger, right? And he every time he hits me, he's like, "Hey, what's going on with you? How's your day?" You know, everything's always small talk. And me personally, I'm not a small talk person, but I'll engage for a second. So I'm engaging, I'm talking to him. But my questions went from how you doing, where you from, where I'm from, to okay, now what? What is your profession? He asked me my profession. I told him after he told me his. How old are you? Okay. Who do you live with? All right. What are your dreams and aspirations? What is the plan for your future? And he hit me with, now we was going back and forth for a few minutes, right? But as soon as I asked him that question, he hit me with why. And the why surprised me, right? Because I hit him back with why? Question marks, right? So then I inboxed him, but I did it vocally because I know how it is sometimes. I'm like that too. Like we can do a sentence or two, but when you want a whole paragraph and passage, that's not for these little fingers to try to figure that out. And I'm not going to be speaking in abbreviations because by the time I'm finished, I don't even know what the hell I just said. So I don't do that. So that's more of the younger group, right? But anyway, I hit him with the voice recorder, and I was like, why not? You know, I'm asking you a question, and whenever you feel comfortable, share it with me. What type of woman do you like? Things of this nature. Keeping it very general and bland. But I know when I asked him about that dream question, it threw him for a loop because it wasn't a question he wasn't expecting, right? But the Bible says, a man with no dream shall perish. A man with no vision shall perish. It's the same thing. A vision is a dream is a vision, right? Meaning, if you don't have a plan for your future, it's not about what you're really doing at this current moment. But if you don't have a plan for your future, I can't entertain you because you didn't even care enough about planning something for yourself, right? And it kind of threw him off because in his mind, I could tell by the why he felt like I was overstepping my boundaries by asking that question. Of course I wasn't. You're trying to talk to me. Yes, I'm an attractive woman. I already know that. I wake up with myself every day and I look in the mirror and I say, hello, gorgeous. Thank you, Mary J. Blige. You feel me? So I already know my beauty. But this conversation was a matter of me telling him my worth. And the worth is this is an interview, sir, and you're auditioning for a position in my life. So, because of this interview, I need to treat it accordingly to see if we need to keep going back and forth. Now, I'm not an ordinary girl that you can just, or woman that you can just hit me with a little ha ha he, because at the age that I am now, I have been there, done that, and got a t shirt. And that's the thing when you get with mature women, especially older women. And a lot of us older women, you know, black don't crack. We age with grace. You feel me? So we still look amazingly youthful, but our experience doesn't change, right? So that dubbed the conversation, which I was had no interest in it anyway, but I didn't want to be rude. So I entertained it for a second. And that's the thing. The men have their way of thinking about us, but what they lack to understand is we are the counsel for their erratic thinking. So, without conversing with us and engaging with us in the matter of respect and understanding, they don't get subject to our wisdom to understand things that they're not capable of understanding from their aspect. I was talking to a guy one time. It wasn't nobody I was talking to. It was just a mutual friend that I was discussing this with. And he was telling me how he was with this woman and he was okay with bringing women to the house. And I said, and is that your girl? And he was like, yeah, she takes care of everything. She pays all the bills. She holds it down. I mean, he felt brave enough to even tell me this, the queen, goddess. I was looking at him like, really? Okay. So I was like, yeah. So I'm listening to the conversation and I'm like, oh, word. And he was like, yeah, you should come over. So I was like, no, no, thank you. It sounds like you have a messy house and I have no interest in hanging there. But let me ask you a question. Why do you think it's okay for you to just berate women around this woman that's supporting you and taking care of you and she cares about you? And he said, oh, she don't care. She bring niggas over too. And I was like, oh, okay. So what you're saying is because you both go out there openly and cheating, it's all right. And you're just recruiting people so you can get your stimulation off and then return them because you have no interest in the person that's actually doing the most for you. So what would you have interest in me for when I'm not going to do half of that shit she do? Okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not set up that way. I'm not that type of woman. But it allowed me to start opening the doors to that conversation. I said, and I told him the same thing as I started this video. I said, a woman multiplies what you give her. You're the man. You're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to set by example. So if you're giving her these principles where you don't respect your house, you could just let anybody in them up and in and out of here. You don't respect yourself, you will fuck anything that comes your way. And she's okay to go out there and look for the things that she should be getting from you, but from an outsider, just to come back to you and still take care of you. It looked like that nigga just needed a house and a mama. He wasn't looking for a woman, right? But just listening to that conversation let me know that he was definitely nothing for me, right? And that's where I'm at this point, because in the beginning, us women, we want to tell them everything. We want to tell them all our world. We want to tell them where we was, what our mama did, how we was raised, who hurt us, what our last ex did, why he wasn't shit, why our baby daddy ain't shit. I mean, we want to just pour out all the fucking tea, okay? I hope ain't no young people listening to this because this is for adults only. Okay. So we just want to pour it all out. And then we wonder why they put this mask on and they give you everything that you just told him, because you have gave him the key to your heart. Not that he's doing anything to earn it. Not that he took the time to give a fuck. He just listened to the lies or whatever you told him, and he camouflaged his game based on that so he can get you vulnerable, let your guard down, and access what he wants. And then once he get it, you wonder why he ain't calling you back, why he not hollering. I made him wait. You remember Steve Harvey had that, make a nigga wait 90 days like a job? I made him wait. I made him do all of this. Let me tell you something. Men are different, okay? I don't want to get on there and listen, guys, I'm not bashing you. I'm just talking to my queens because I'm tired of y'all. Men are different. Men don't think like we do. We are emotional vessels that we feed off of our emotions. And our emotions, just like a man think with that head down there, our emotions is that access down there. We have access to the sex and they have access to the commitment. Okay. So if at the door, I mean, we can have fun, we can have sex with benefits. We can do this, we can do that. We can play all these games. You just gave him permission to throw his key away because you not seeking his loyalty, his dedication, his respect, right? Because you have to set the wave. A man will only do what you allow him to. Okay, we are the prize, but we don't have enough self-esteem out here for us to understand that, because from the little girl, we've been taught that if a boy hits you, that means he like you. Listen, I was that little girl boy hit when they like, because I've been fine my whole life. This beautiful face been this way since day one. You heard me? And I didn't take it as he liked me. I commenced to beating that ass. You feel me? You hit me, nigga. That don't mean you like me. That mean we got beef. You heard me? But again, we being taught this over and over again since a little person. We start believing these lies. So now when we get with these guys that give us red signs, we're taking this as he like us. I had a baby father. That nigga quiet. He don't say nothing, right? Bad boys move in silence. That is a true statement. What? But anytime he opened his mouth, I ain't gonna say which one because I have a few baby daddies. Okay, so if one of them see it, I don't want them to think I'm talking about them. But anyway, the one I'm talking about, he ain't gonna see it, and if he do, so what? Whenever he would open his mouth, this nigga was dumber than a bag of bricks. Now, I'm a nerd. Okay, I'm very intellectual. I'm attractive. I'm into a lot of things, but I'm like really a nerd. Okay, like I'm about that life. So stimulation for me would be intelligence. I don't like dumb niggas. Like it does nothing for me. You feel me? But anyway, I used to tell him once we was that comfortable. I see why you so quiet. It's just don't say nothing. Now when he don't say nothing, he is fine, girl. I mean, fine. Everybody want this nigga. I mean, it's just something about him, right? But when you start listening to him now, that's something different. Now that's just for my level. Not all women are set up like me. Most women are set up like I was when I was younger. It wasn't about being smart. I was just like, it looked good, it is good. You feel me? But I learned most of the things that look good ain't good. You heard me? You better go a little deeper. It's not about how he looks on the outside. It's about how his soul is. What is his heart like? Right? But I had to go through a lot of pain, a lot of narcissistic relationships, a lot of toxicity, a survivor of domestic violence. I mean, I had to go through a lot of stuff for me to find my worth through the grace of God. Glory be to the Most High. You heard me? So now I see things just differently. And a lot of people don't understand, but it's a piece that I have in me. And I find that I would rather be by myself than be with somebody that's going to stress me out, aggravate me, and do not bring joy to my life, right? So when I run across people that try me or don't entertain trying to make me happy, like I'm not all of that in a bag of chips, I'm still happy regardless because I already know my worth, but I don't think about them in that way. And when I think they're trying to line me up with their way of thinking or manipulate me or gaslight me or feed me a bag of bullshit, I entertain it just for a little bit because, that's what smart people do. So I entertain it. I ask them a few questions. And I have been told from many people, right, that they think I'm naive or, gullible because I'm always happy and I'm always smiling and they can't really read me. But the reason why they can't read me is because I'm always thinking. I'm a thinker. And that's what people that's very smart, I would say I'm a genius, but people that's very smart do. So it bugs me out, right? But I want you women to understand that you are more valuable. You don't have to take your clothes off. You don't have to buy no hair for all that $400. Sis, in the beginning, it catches them, but that shit don't keep them. Okay. I was a woman that used to get dressed, put on my lingerie, coming home to this thing. I mean, doing all type of exotic things. Even my girl, shout out to Cardi B, just made a video about that. Like, oh, if you women keep it spicy, niggas won't be cheating on you. A dog is a fucking dog. If he's a cheater, he gonna cheat. I don't give a damn how long he wait to cheat. He gonna cheat. I was with this man. I was married to him for 11 years. Nigga was cheating every motherfucking day. And I didn't even know he was cheating. Yeah. Because he was in my face all the goddamn time. It was confusing. He was stalking the shit out of me to the point that when he would come to my job, my colleagues, the people I supervised, were like, your stalker here. I'd be like, Don't call him that. It was the truth, but I'm just like trying to ride with my husband at the time. He's my ex now, but at the time, I'm like, don't call him that. He's not a stalker. He just loves differently. A bunch of bullshit. Sometimes you lie to yourself, ladies. But the mission of this conversation that I'm having with y'all is we're gonna have more of these talks because I'm tired of women not understanding that you are the prize, you are the worth, you are of mother creation. You hear me? They wouldn't even make it without us. They act like all these videos out here talking like, oh, women are annoying, women are this, women are that. No, what's all of that is your mama because she ain't raised you right. And when a nigga, I used to play that song all the time for my ex too. K Michelle, shout out to you. Can't raise a man. What? What you gonna do when he hasn't been raised before you? You can't raise him. He already set in his ways. You feel me? He gotta go. That's a little boy trying to be like a man. Listen, we can age in the physical, but mentally still be the age we felt most comfortable. Okay? It's a lot of grown ass babies. It seems like the older they are, it's a lot of old fools out here too. Because you be out here and you be seeing niggas with the gray hair, and because I used to love older men. I used to be like, and I was a younger woman, so of course I loved the older men. I felt like they was more on my level, they understood me. Girl, they play the most games. Okay? And if you ain't be able to recognize an old fool, you run right into that trap thinking you got some security, and the only security you got is he trying to secure you and use you up for all your youth, all your cooch, and everything else you got. And then when he finished with you, toss you away. That is not all men. That's just not shit men. And there's plenty of them out here, and they're like migrating like cockroaches and impregnating more non-shit men with their idiotic way of thinking. Okay? But when you start changing how you value yourself, you stop attracting low value men and you start attracting more high value men because you are now a woman of high value. And let me tell you something, when them young value men come in your direction, they not gonna like you at all now. They can't stand you. You think you all that, you not. That's what they're gonna say. I mean, they're gonna hit you with everything dirty that they could say because it's a reflection of them not being shit. Just laugh at it and keep it pushing because a man of value, you don't have to ask him for anything. He will take care of everything. Tell him a problem and he will fix it. Tell him, you know what, I don't know what's going on. I'm a couple of short on this rent, or I'm stressed out because I need to get this done. And he will be calling your ass out because men are natural problem solvers. He will be, if he care about you, if he loves you, if he genuinely is interested in you as a person. He will move fucking mountains for you. These niggas nowadays ain't doing shit but talking shit and mad because you're not allowing them to be lazy bums. Will you take care of their job and your job? It's just like that 50-50 shit. Everybody spitting 50-50. Only 50-50 I do, only Dutch I do, because that's what they call it, Dutch. Is the Dutch I smoke my blunts out of, you heard? And even that I've changed. Now I smoke something else, you feel me? Because I don't even play that. I don't like Dutch at all. Let me tell you the difference between Dutch. Dutch is for a people that has been established for a very long time. And this man has invested his time in this woman and this family that she is a counterpart to his personality. They are one. So if he was the forwarder, he wouldn't even want her to do certain things. Her money would be her money and he would take care of her because that's what a man does. And he wouldn't feel like, oh, I'm being tricked or used. No, he would be like, I'm a man. And that's what a man does. I'm all man, you heard? Period. Two, he will go out his way to compliment you, romance you, constantly build you, not destroy you. Anybody that's trying to take away from anything when it comes to your value, your potential, and who you are is a reflection of them not being shit. Ladies, keep your fucking clothes on. They not even worth the percolator. You heard? They not worth you popping that. They not worth you putting them shots in your ass. They not worth you putting all this money down to surgery. You be done got your whole body done, spent mad money just for them to treat you like you ain't shit. And then they still cheat on you with a crackhead bitch or a fucking tranny because he so bros over hoes. Listen, get it together, ladies. We bigger than that. And this ain't bashing. This is picking up. So if you don't understand that this is woman empowerment, then this ain't for you. But if you understand that, drop a comment and come back because I'm going to start feeding this because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of how niggas, I get it too. I laugh at it most of the time. Be like, fuck y'all niggas. I'm okay with, listen, fuck niggas get money, you heard? Focus on your bag, not the ass. You heard? But at the end of the day, we're still women and we still feel. So we don't have to start being just as masculine in them or trying to be like them or try to I'm not doing none of that. I'ma stand on my throne. I'ma be the queen that I was designed to be. And if that means that I have to stand independently until all these fucking frogs get out of my face, until my true prince show up, well goddamn it, that's a choice that I'm making for my sanctity. And I want you women to do it too, because you deserve everything that they refuse to let you believe you do. You do too much. Women are amazing. We have made so much of a movement. Why wouldn't we get our worth and our just due? They'll give it to any other woman. Is us a crazy too, especially when it comes to black culture. They'll do it with any other race though. Let her be Korean. Oh shit, that bad. She Chinese woman. Everything she bow, bow, bow. She's great. Let her be, be the white. Oh, she's the best. She's vegetarian. Becky with the good hair. She's the best, best, best. Let it be us. Y'all too mannish. Y'all too strong. Y'all too this. Well, you come from us. So we supposed to be the reflection of each other. But only the real recognize the real and the fake recognize fake. And weak people can't stand strong people. Understand that and never forget. Alrighty, it was a pleasure. This was not a rant. This was divine instructions from the Most High. I am a psychic, a medium, a reader, right? And I get my messages from God. I am God. God is in a woman's human form. You hear me? And when I give instructions, they're what they are. This is the truth and nothing but the truth, right? But here's the thing. Sometimes people don't believe, and that's your choice. Who cares? I'm not really concerned with that. But what I am concerned with is letting you know that this message is a service message for all women to say we are valuable, we are special, we are uniquely made, and we are amazing. And if anybody that's not trying to show up and show out to let you know that is not worth anything, because you are everything. Never forget that. When I was talking to God, he said, you gotta target women. And I was like, I gotta target women. He said, you have to talk to women because men are being too chauvinistic. And God don't like that. He didn't create us. We came from the rib, not for us to be at your feet, your backside, or treat us like we not. Where it's no for us to be a partner. So we can become one. But all this disrespect, and you wonder why we are always the last to try to get things together, divide and conquer. What we're supposed to do is unite and stand strong. Remember that. This is Goddess of the universe. Come back to my channel for some readings. All these chats. Again, I'm a psychic medium guru from the Most High Heaven. I do their tarot. I can read without cards. I can read with cards. And sometimes I just might have to give the message to deliver it to the world. So I hope you enjoy. Please subscribe, like, comment. And until we speak again, stay blessed, stay amazing, and don't let nobody stress you. Let God take care of the rest. Peace out.